bullshit. You've got shitloads of buttons and shitloads of dials. It's just absolutely magnificent. An orgasm of your fingers. Oh, the perfectness. What I think they're trying to claim with the simplicity is we don't have video. We have even less options for you. That's it. That's a winner. Hi everyone, today the 5th of November, Nikon have finally actually come out with the new camera which they've got, which is the Nikon DF. What I'll do is I'll put a link we've got the brochure here, which you can get on nikon.com, and also if you go to Nikon or imaging.nikon.co.uk, all that kind of stuff, there's all the details where you can get all the extra stuff. Lots of pictures of Scotland, again. Didn't that, but instantly straight away kind of like googling who is Jeremy Walker, and he does some nice kind of portraits and landscapes and stuff. So check out him. He was the guy I think that's done some of the marketing images for Nikon here. So that's pretty cool. So effectively, what is this camera? First of all, don't think that this is a new format. It's not like all of a sudden we've gone micro 4/3 or you need a lens adapter or anything like that. It's not like this, because Sony brought out the A7 and the A7R, which now need an adapter, and it's a smaller and it's kind of a mirrorless and all that kind of crap. This isn't. This is a bog standard size in terms of where the lens attaches to the camera, so you don't need to get any adapters like that. So it'll happily work with all your current lenses. Thank goodness for that. You don't have to fanny around there. It is coming out with its own, with a specialised Nikon lens for it, a 50mm lens that they're bringing out for that. It's using the sensor from the D4. I think that they're feeling, yeah, this camera fuses the D4 image quality. When it says image quality, I'm sure it's saying they're just using the D4 sensor. I don't think they would have bothered going to the effort of designing and creating a different sensor with the same resolution and all that stuff when they could have just used the D4, which is renowned for being an awesome sensor with great ISO abilities. And the main thing is what they're going on about here is that it's dedicated to high quality still photography. So in other words, not videos in any way. So you have no video functions with this camera. Do not be confused and thinking, oh, it's the latest digital SLR. Where's my video functions? Where's my 60 frames at 1080p video? You're not going to get that at all. And what they go on to say is that actually, because they're just doing still photography, it's led to the removal of the movie making components of the camera. I thought most of the movie making components were actually just firmware, and like not actual big components, including the operation knob and button. Okay, cool. Okay, cool. So they've taken away a couple of buttons, but my goodness, have they put some buttons back in its place. The result is a smaller, lighter, more mobile camera body, and I think I've read somewhere they're claiming it to be the most authentic Nikon SLR, the most portable FX format digital SLR sensor. So that's their claim. It's not the smallest full frame camera on the market, but it is the most portable from Nikon. That's all. So they're not winning any awards for differences or anything there, apart from design, of course. Photographers can now carry the DF more naturally over long durations, which allows them to concentrate on their energy and efforts on composing and creativity. Ooh, nice. Having fewer buttons and dials also simplifies operations. What the hell are they on about? Fewer buttons and dials. Okay, let's have a little game here of count the number of buttons and dials. So, on the back we've got the play. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15. Then you could say this is another one, 16. And we'll just stay with that. So that's the back. So 16 buttons on the back, which surprisingly, they've still got a live view button, an info button, and another info button. So it's not like they've really gone, oh, we can tidy this up a bit more. You know, they're saying we've managed to get rid of buttons and dials. No, you've got what did I say? 15, 16 buttons on the back there, and that one might have been a rotating one as well. So it's not like they've really cut down. So let's just say that was 16 on the back, and let's have a little look on the top. So we've got, that'll be 1, 2, that'll be a button and a rotating, so 3, 4, 5, then that one moves around, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. 10 on the top, so that's us up to 26. And then on the front, let's see, 26, got, that looks like something, 27, 28, 29, 30, 31, 32, and we'll leave it there. So we've got 32 buttons, dials, in order. So again, some of you, I'm not slating this, but I'm just making the point, whenever they're kind of going on about, oh, we've managed to slim down the amount of buttons and stuff we've got on it, bullshit. You've got shitloads of buttons and shitloads of dials. But that's not the point. That's not what. But I do just think that if they were going to make such a camera that was going back to the old school, like if you had a film camera, there was nothing on the back. You had a really good eye hole. What do you call it? Viewfinder hole, peephole thing. You know, the thing where you put your eye up to, so you can really compose well. Here it doesn't look that huge from what I can see, but yeah, a little argument here. The intuitive simplicity, the key to distilling your creativity. I like the rhyming there. That's pretty cool. So they're saying that because they've made it very simple, it makes you more creative. Okay, I like the idea that with having less distractions, you can focus more on the job at hand, or of the creating the image. Or the other idea is having more options and opportunities and more creative avenues to go down enhances your creativity. So either or there. You can look at it in two different... I suppose it's kind of, what kind of a person are you? A person that takes your time and thinks about things? Or are you a person that goes, oh, I've got an idea, oh, I've got another idea, oh, let's do this and that and that, and yay, loads of ideas. That's usually the kind of person I am. I'm more of a, like, I've got 5 ideas, let's merge them into one, then let's make another 10 ideas. Brilliant, that's cool. So here, so that I'll be doing, let's take a photo, let's do a video at the same time, let's do a video from that angle and that angle with a flash, we need to organise all that kind of stuff, blah, 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 blah. So for me, simplicity isn't really something which I'm really going for. But however, I really wouldn't say this is a simplicity camera. What I think they're trying to claim with the simplicity is we don't have video. But what I will say, what I absolutely will say, is that I highly suspect this is something which you've really got to be a camera nerd to understand. But I've only got one left. Manual lens. This is the Nikon 20mm f2.8 lens, and I've done a couple of videos about this, or I've done one video about this in the past. Put a link to that in the description, where there is just something about oh so good. Can you hear? Oh, just it's so perfectly made. And it's so perfectly weighted, and there's no kind of crunchiness or jitteriness or anything. It's just absolutely magnificent. Again, it's a second-hand lens. Got it in Japan, actually. Pretty old, but it's got all the... And I totally get it when you've got bits. Oh, and it does. Can you hear? Oh, that's changing the aperture. Oh, it's so good. I totally get that. I get that. And I did rip on the Nikon advert for click, click, click. Oh, that's so good. And I am one of those people that get that. Oh, that is so good. However, using it as a working camera, not a chance. I want autofocus. Well, this has got autofocus. But I want something doing it all for me fast and efficiently, instead of me having to kind of really figure out where the focus is and all that kind of stuff. But what I suspect, what I'm saying, the point I'm getting to is, I get that manualness and the perfectness. If this camera is made as well as the old Nikon lenses, the old professional Nikon lenses, then I reckon this is a hand orgasm, an orgasm of your fingers. So whenever you're clickety changing things, as long as they make this right, which I think they're saying is made in Japan, which I think is meant to mean that it's a better something, somehow, but it may be an orgy of finger touching buttons kind of thing, which I think is where I understand people will be going, I want this camera, because they'll go into a shop, they'll click, and they'll just fall in love with that kind of stuff. Again, so going on about the sensor here, just saying, yeah, it is the flagship Nikon D4 sensor. They've thrown in some pictures. It's got new sensor, XP3, picture control, the power to change your photography, flagship image quality, ISO range, cool, and it shows you some tiny images at some ridiculous high ISOs. That's cool. Picture control. Okay, here's one which JPEG kind of stuff. So the picture control, the standard, the neutral, the vivid, the monochrome, portrait, or the landscape will be the settings which you can put the camera to if you want to have it process your RAW files or have it process your JPEGs. However, if you're shooting RAW files, it won't have any of these corrections done to it. That'll be stuff that you'll be doing afterwards, which I'd imagine, in terms of pure photography, will also mean pure development of your images afterwards. So I don't know if that would be used too much, unless it is you're a photographer that hasn't, or if you are a person with a camera, not a photographer, if you are a person with a camera who just like wants to take photos and just have that done rather than edit your photos afterwards. But they've got that in all the other cameras anyway, so that doesn't really matter. Active lighting, high dynamic range. High dynamic range in the camera, okay, I'm surprised about that. Well, actually, no, I'm very much not surprised about that. I think that would be something which most photographers that buy us probably have that on all the time. I would advise them to have that on all the time. As long as it does it instantaneously, or is that going to be click, then it may not be so good. Because like my iPod Touch does HDR photos, and it does it all in one photo as well. It does it very, very well. So high performance basics is what they're saying. So they've effectively made it out of a pretty sturdy body. It looks like it's going to be all metal or all aluminium. 150 cycles, 150 shutter accusations is what it's tested up to. So don't think that means, oh, it's done 150,000 photos, that's it dead. No, it just means that's how long they've been bothered testing it. Okay, it's also got a quiet shutter mode. That'll be rubbish. Nobody will bother doing that. Quick and accurate response. Okay, that's cool. We want it fast. So that's one thing I say about creativity. You don't want to go turn it on, wait for a second for it to warm up, and then take a photo. For example, let's see, if I turn on Canon 5D, how long is it until I can take a photo? Let's see, 3, 2, 1. Aha! No, it can't, because it's got no battery in it. Doesn't count. Okay. Do your own test on that one. 5.5 frames a second for 100 shots. That's 5.5 frames a second. That's pretty good. Both full frame and DX up to 100 shots. Okay, cool. Compatible with, so it's an SD card. Aha, SD card. So it's not using compact flash. So that obviously helps keep the camera body a little bit smaller. Now here's the important bit: energy saving design. An efficient power circuit, blah blah blah. It is possible to shoot up to 1,400 shots on a single charge. That's it. That's a winner. Really, really awesome. 1,400 photos. Badass. And that's based on the SEPA standards. Certainly with my Nikon D700, I've certainly done up to 1,200 photos on one single charge. But that's been absolutely dead at the end, and I can't even like turn it on to just even like turn the light on or anything like that. So if it can do 1,400 shots, that's good. That means you are shooting out for a weekend, not just a day, not just for a shoot. That is, you're going for a walk in the Highlands for a weekend, and you don't need to bring any extra batteries. So 1,400 shots, big winner there. And I think like the Sony A7 came out and said, oh, it can do 300 photos before the battery runs out. Actually, yeah, so if you go to DP Review, you'll see I've gone on for the Sony A7R, and its battery life in CPO standards is 340. So if you go out, somebody with the Sony camera, somebody with the Nikon camera, the guy with the Nikon camera will be shooting for days and days compared to the the Sony one. Oopsie. It also has an optical low pass filter and a noise not noise. What do you call it? An image sensor cleaning function. So that's always handy, especially with this little kind of camera where you might be changing the lenses out in the field. Oh, Jeremy Walker got a double rainbow. Oh, good work. Good work. And brilliantly, it's also saying it's got the creative lighting system as well, so you could use it in a studio if you wanted. Both the portable and powerful flagship SB900 and compact and intuitive SB700 employ, so it can use those. I'm guessing it will also work with the SB800 and the SB400 and the SB900, not just the 910. I'm guessing, not 100% sure about that, but you would imagine they're all the same. Optional GPS, optional wireless remote controller, all that kind of stuff. So you get lots of options as well that you can add on to this very basic camera. Yeah, it really says, SB900, 800, 700, 600, 400 and 300 flashes will all work with it. Cool. One thing to note is the fastest shutter speed is a 4,000th of a second, and in to 4 seconds. Okay, but you've also got bulb as well, and X times 200, only shutter speed dial, only bulb and time. I think that means the synchronizing speed so that you don't go faster than what your shutter speed goes up for your flashing. So if you're using the Nikon speed lights, it looks like you can go up to synchronizes with shutter at 250th of a second or slower. Yep, so that seems to be the camera that's come out. So Jeremy Walker is the guy that did all the photos for that. Check him out at jeremywalker.co.uk. He did all the kind of photos for it and everything like that. So again, just to recap, it's not a small camera. It's not good at, in fact, does it say? Yeah, so the weight is 765 grams with battery and memory card. Yeah, but without body cap. Okay, the tiny amount of grams difference there. So 765 grams, for example, compared to another recently announced camera, the Sony A7R, that one was 474 grams. So there's a good weight. So it will feel weighty, it will feel chunky, which again is what I say isn't a bad thing. However, if we are trying to say it's the most portable camera that we've got, okay, it's the most portable full-frame camera that they've got. And stop playing. So every time you go onto that Nikon site, that just automatically starts playing. They obviously want you to play that a lot. Now the question is, who is this camera for? Is it for me? No. Will I have hand tinglingness if I touch the dials and rotate manual lenses on it and aperture lenses and yes, maybe. Will I be stumping up the hold on, how much is it? £2,000 for it? No, not anytime soon. Not be happening there. I also suspect that there may be an update to this by summertime next year. I reckon, again, because it's the first Nikon camera that's done this design, I wouldn't be surprised if Nikon, it's either going to go two ways. It's either not going to update this for ages, or it's going to have another one within 9 months' time. In the past, if it was like film photography or like the camera which it is designed about, then I would expect it to not have something to come out for another 4 years. I reckon it's going to be around for a long, long time. And considering it's using the Nikon D4 sensor and all that kind of stuff, there's not really much that they could be upgrading. It's not like they're smaller cameras where they can upgrade that pretty much every weekend with a newer, better, more advanced sensor and more functions and all that kind of stuff. The fact that they're trying to keep this as limited as possible, that's something that is... Another thing which I wouldn't be surprised about is that if they did bring out an updated version of it, it'd be something even more stripped down. They may go even further into, we have even less options for you. So we don't have continuous slow, continuous high, continuous quiet, continuous mirror up and all that kind of stuff. They may have something where it's like, we've only got 4 buttons now. and they may, and I really wouldn't be surprised if in an updated version they change the back of the camera so it's just less jumbled up with all those buttons. Let's just see all those buttons again. So yeah, in terms of elegance and film-like body, I think they're going to have to, in a future camera, they're just going to get rid of a couple more buttons, clean it up a little bit more so that you're not accidentally thumbing certain buttons to your light. For example, why is there an info button and another info button? Yeah, they've said this button here is one that you can quickly change to have certain functions come out of it or some crap like that, but that's just another button which wasn't really needed. You know, you could do that with any of the other 20, what did we count, 24 buttons in total? So I definitely think they could probably be just getting rid of some of all that crap. But where's this camera for? Okay, and I think this is probably the image, most likely, the most telling image which I've seen of the camera for who is it for. Do you own a tweed jacket? Do you have brown khaki trousers and wear a white shirt? Are you that kind of person? Then yeah, this camera is for you. I'm not slating it in any way, I'm just saying if you're a person who's out there killing it on the streets, is this going to be a street photography camera? No, because I reckon so many people go, oh, that's a good looking camera and people will be staring at you. I'd always say in terms of street photography, you want to be a little bit anonymous, a little bit like you're just a guy taking some photos and nobody really notices you. This is definitely a rich boy's toy that people will go, oh, that's nice. And whenever they touch the buttons, like, ooh, that feels really nice. This is more of a rich boy's toy to play with and touch and feel, rather than a photographer's toy to, or a photographer's workhorse to take lots of photos with. Again, not saying that there won't be a photographer somewhere that will take award-winning photos with this, yes, yes, yes. But in general, I suspect the amount of people that'll be buying this will be people that own tweed jackets. Not hating, not criticising, just stating a point. Hope it helps. Bye-bye. I want this camera because they'll go into a shop, they'll click, and they'll just fall in love with that kind of stuff.